This is the story of 5 ASU students chosen to live in a house without Sun Devil television. Witness the birth of madness when they discover that there is no SDTV.
It's awesome.
It's on channel too.
SDTV, baby.
Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
That's C-SPAN.
What is that?
You guys get all excited about C-SPAN?
What's C-SPAN? No. SDTV.
Find out what happens next on The Lost Devils.
ASU says goodbye to Dirk Cutter, the Iraq study group is releasing a draft report, and New Yorkers protest a police shooting. This is SDTV News. Good afternoon, I'm Jordan Lapierre.
And I'm Maxine Park. An era has come to an end for ASU football on Sunday evening as Dirk Cotter was fired by Athletic Director Lisa Love. The announcement was made in a press conference after the annual football banquet. This came after an upset victory by the Sun Devils over U of A Wildcats at the Territorial Cup a day earlier and confirmed previous speculations by local news media about an inevitable dismissal. Under a contract extension signed last year, Cotter is now entitled to almost $3 million in severance pay. A search for a new coach is now underway, but Cotter will still coach the upcoming bowl game for the Sun Devils.
The bipartisan commission studying the situation in Iraq is expected to release a draft report of strategies for Iraq today, and the recommendations will likely include direct talks with Syria and Iran as part of a plan for diplomacy in the region. The preliminary report of the Iraq study group, headed by former Secretary of State James Baker, will not, however, suggest a timetable for withdrawal of American forces in Iraq, but members of the panel say that announcing a withdrawal will force the Iraqis to begin building an effective military of their own. The Commission will meet today to begin a round of discussion on some of the most difficult parts of their strategy, and the final report will be given to President Bush early next month.
Hundreds of people protested in New York City on Sunday over the police-involved shooting death of an African-American man. The incident occurred at 4 a.m. Saturday when New York police fired an estimated 50 shots upon the car that 23-year-old Sean Bells was driving. Bells, who was supposed to marry his fiancée that day, was attending a bachelor's party that night. Bells was pronounced dead, and 2 other passengers were in the car, who were hospitalized. The 5 police officers involved in the shooting are now on paid administrative leave and stripped of their firearms. This isn't the first time New York City police was involved in a controversial shooting. In 1999, an African-American immigrant was shot 19 times by police during a routine stop.
Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan said today he will meet with the Pope in Ankara tomorrow. More than 20,000 people gathered in Istanbul yesterday to protest the Pope's visit to Turkey, a predominantly Muslim country. Many Turks were upset by the Pope's comments earlier this year that seemed to link the Islamic religion to violence. The Pope's visit this week is part of a plan by the Vatican to mend fences with the 1.3 billion strong Islamic community.
An early morning fire at a Missouri group home killed 10 and left 12 others hospitalized. The Anderson Guest House, a private home for the elderly and mentally disabled, located just south of Joplin, caught fire this morning. According to state fire marshals, the fire was brought under control just before daylight, but it left the building heavily damaged. Many residents were brought to the hospital and treated for smoke inhalation. The names of the 10 victims have not yet been released. A spokesperson for the Missouri Health Department, which licenses the home, stated that inspectors had found some deficiencies in the home back in March, but they were not related to the fire. The cause of the fire is still under investigation.
The Chicago Bears lost to the New England Patriots 17-13 yesterday, with Bears quarterback Rex Grossman throwing 3 interceptions and fumbling once. Both teams are seen as tough defensive opponents, coming off shutout wins and allowing the least and second least points in the league so far this year. But the game became a battle of attrition, with the Patriots adding 5 interceptions of their own. The Bears now fall to 9-2 on the season, with a healthy lead in the NFC North over the Minnesota Vikings, who sit at 5-6.
Nearly 100,000 chickens and ducks have been killed in South Korea to prevent the spread of bird flu after an outbreak of a deadly strain was found. The deadly H5N1 strain was discovered at a chicken farm last week in Iksan. Iksan is 155 miles south of Seoul, the capital of South Korea. According to the Agriculture Ministry, quarantine officials have slaughtered over 96,000 poultry within a 1,650-foot radius of the outbreak site. South Korea plans to gather an unspecified number of animals in the area to test for bird flu.
All you skiers can kick off this snow season on Friday night at Gamage Auditorium with the showing of Warren Miller's Off the Grid, the latest of 57 annual skiing films put out by Warren Miller Entertainment. This year's movie is being billed as the largest action sports film on the planet and includes footage from Austria, Switzerland, and India. Showtime is 8 p.m. and the cost is $19.
That's all from the SDTV News Desk. Thanks for watching. If you can't get enough news, catch us again at the top of every hour or check out asuwebdouble.com.
And now you can watch this or any episode whenever you want on youtube.com. Just search for Sun Devil Television.
Steph and Drew will be here tomorrow. Have a great day.
Now dance.
Dance.
Do the boogaloo.
It's not working for me. It was kind of weak.
This is a story of 5 ASU students chosen to live in a house without Sun Devil television. Nate confides in the crew his distaste for the rules of the house.
I don't know what's up with this place. We get Comedy Central, MTV, and even Spike TV, but there's no SDTV. They took the 2 off the remote. I'm going crazy. I can't handle this.
Will he last another episode? Find out next time on The Lost Devils.